the last sentence today. He who shuts his ear to the poor man's cry shall himself plead and not be heard. You shut your ear to the poor man, one day you shall plead and nobody will hear you. This man decided one day that he would dress up as a beggar and go to a restaurant to eat. So he put on all dirty old clothes, ruffled his hair, an old cap, an old bag he carried. He wore 2 different shoes and different socks and put on 2 or 3 overcoats. And he walked into the restaurant, and he sat down with his dirty books, dirty bag. And all the waitresses and waiters, they ran away from him. They ran away from him, except one. One waitress came over to him and said, "Can I help you? What would you like to eat?" So she was so nice to him. And she got him what he asked for. And was nice to him and talked with him. And when the man was going, he left a big tip under the plate of $100. Big tip, left it there. And he said, "Thank you for your kindness." As he was going out the door, he called the waitress and the head waiter over to him. And he said, "You all ran away from me when I came here. I wanted to see how the staff would react to a poor person coming here." He said, "I'm the owner of this restaurant. I own it. It's mine. But I wanted to see how my staff would take care of an old, dirty, filthy, scruffy old man that came in to eat. One of you among all refused to come near me." A lesson for them. How do you react to poor people? How do you react when you come across a poor person? Be it an old man, a young man, a street child, even a leper, prisoner. Just think of any of those. How do we react to them? How do we talk to them? When you see the street children, I was over there this morning, and there they were dressed in all sorts of funny, dirty clothing. And there they were sitting there waiting to be fed. One of them came to me yesterday. He was in a fight. Somebody owed him money and he asked him for the money. And the one he asked who owed him the money took a knife and cut him right here. Big cut here. Big cut. Had to go to the hospital to get it stitched. How do we react to these people? I remember sitting down at the corner here, the roundabout, with one of the prostitutes, and sitting down and just talking to her. And people question me, "Why, Father, why? What are you doing here? What are you doing? Why did you come to this place? Why? They didn't approve of it. How do we react to people? To poor people, to needy people? Do they feel at home with us? Can we sit down and chat with them and not judge them? Jesus did it. Jesus sat down with poor people, dirty people, even lepers. The 10 lepers, they came to him. He talked to them. So we're told to do the same. And that's why today's reading, he who shuts his ear to the poor man's cry, you shut your ear, shall himself plead and not be heard. And one day you'll also be in trouble, but you won't be heard because you haven't taken care of the poor. May we not neglect the poor. Seek Christ in the poor, no matter who they are. I remember one time a man came to see me, and his leg was full of sores, open sores, smelling, dirty. So I took him in my car to the hospital. And the nurses reluctantly treated him, but because he was with me, they treated him. And there he stood at a distance, pouring water and disinfectant on the sore. I said, "Yeah, this is your work." And they're standing afar, but water and disinfectant everywhere, putting in. Why? Isn't this your work? Isn't this what you're trained to do? To take care of the sick and the poor, no matter who they are. Not who they are. So let's not judge. Don't judge. Don't look down on anybody. Why is it you and I are here today, dressed in our clothing? Not rags. We all had breakfast this morning. But there are people standing at the traffic lights here, begging for their breakfast. People in dirty clothing didn't sleep. They slept under the stars last night. They had no place to go to. No place to sleep. No place. And they're here begging for their breakfast. Why is it they're there and we are here? Why? Why are we not there and they come here? Why? By the grace of God. By the grace of God, we are here. So let's take care of those who are out there. Not to look down on them, not to judge them, not to talk badly about them, but let's share what we can with them. So do what we can to share. Every month to give something towards the poor and the needy. Whatever we can do. To give a cup of cold water to the least of my brothers. Cold water doesn't cost anything. A cup of cold water to the least of my brothers, you give it to me. May God bless us and give us a grace and a strength to meet people like this, that we'll give them that cup of cold water. Amen.